to one leg, but he's still getting around pretty good. So we're going to be bringing those kids to the stage with some wonderful performances. And what I did specifically, and do every year for this performance that celebrates cowboy poetry, is look for that next generation of storyteller. Because they really need to be out there, don't they? Because if the stories are to continue, we need young people to continue with the stories and the poems and the songs. And they do it all so well. Oftentimes, of course, like these young gentlemen who have come from working ranches, they've got a good sense of that already. So it's a real pleasure to be able to have them join us. Connie Michelson did a wonderful job and was so helpful in helping us put this together. And she was so enthusiastic. Oftentimes, when we're calling schools, and we say cowboy poetry, they say, we have poets, but not so much cowboy poets. So I always figure it's a real treasure when we actually find some kids who know what cowboy poetry is and what it means. As we begin this segment of our performance, and just ahead of a very special presentation, we're going to ask Carter to kind of just step back there and make yourself comfortable while we put the spotlight on a young man who's going to do a piece by a poet that we base much of this performance around, Badger Clark, South Dakota's first Cowboy Poet Laureate. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jacob Lynn.
Saturday Night by Badger Clark. Out from the ranch on a Saturday night, riding a hoss that's a shooting star. Close on the flanks of the flying daylight, racing with dart for the jail bar. Foxtrot and canter will do for the day. It's a gallop, my love, when I'm riding your way. Up from the arrayal, the tripping hoofs beat, flinging the hinder and gravel awide. Nigher light glimmers from across the mesquite, glimpse from the top of a rocky divide, down through the draw where the shadows are gray. I'm coming, my darling, I'm riding your way. Hoofbeats are measuring seconds so fast, clicking them off with an easy rhyme. Minutes will turn into months at the last, maybe to bring us a merry time. Life would be singing and work would be play if every night I was riding your way.
Jacob Lynn, 7th grade Elm Springs School at Elm Springs. Sit back there, Jacob, and make yourself comfortable. And Carter, you stay back there with him. Jacob has lived on a ranch established in 1893. It's been in the family for 5 generations. His parents are with us, Andrew and Kelly. Lynn, give us a high sign, Andrew and Kelly. Thank you so much for sharing the talent of your young man with our audiences. We surely appreciate it. Jacob has an older brother, Ben, and an older sister, Emily. Emily and Ben both attend the Wall High School. So, taking us back to a Badger Clark piece, and that brings me to a very special presentation. Connie Michelson was very welcoming and encouraging as I presented our idea to her that every Cowboy Poetry Week we would bring in new voices, young voices of the West. Connie is an elementary teacher at Elm Springs. She taught at the Christian school at Prairie Bible near Enning, South Dakota. She's also taught in Union Center in Enning and Stoneville, Hope, Opal, Hereford, and of course now Elm Springs. Currently she does historical reenactments of different historical characters in her spare time. Frankly, I'm surprised that she would have any. We wanted to present to her a special print, a limited edition print by Western artist Mick Harrison called Golden Rule Days. Connie, would you please come up and accept this with our absolute thanks. Connie Michelson, also a veteran of the United States. Among Connie's students is another young orator. Carter Elsher likes rodeo, likes riding horses, likes to participate in track. Favorite horse's name is Blooper, is that right? There's a younger sister named Camry and a younger brother named Rylan. The whole family is involved in ranch activities and the daily labor and doing the work that is a life choice. Carter's family works and lives on a ranch owned by his grandfather, Lonnie Arneson. Carter is here to do a poem titled Scour Pills and Roses by the late Mike Puhala. Please welcome Carter Elsher.
Scour Pills and Roses by Mike Puhala. Well, so it is once again, that romantic time of year. Time to tally up the vet supplies, because calving time is near. Sulfa drugs and penicillin, scour pills and a dozen roses, rubber gloves and Vaseline to rub on frostbitten noses, at least 2 dozen needles, some iodine and suture string. We'll make a list of stuff we need to get us through till spring. So I'll gas up the pickup, head off to town before everything closes, for groceries and essential stuff, like scour pills and a dozen roses.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carter Elsher. We want the boys to know that both Baxter Black will be sending along autographed books in recognition of their work here this evening, along with the wife of Mike Puhala is also sending along books. They will be arriving at the Elm Springs Elementary School, made out to both of you. Thank you so much for joining us. And we have one more number from them, but first let's hear a little bit more from the musical talents of Emmy Jurdy. And do a Badger Clark, a Baxter Black piece called Cow Attack. Now, we're not saying that's what happened to Jacob, but we're not saying that that's what didn't happen either. You'll just have to use your own imaginations. Carter Elsher and Jacob Bland.
Cow Attack
By Baxter Black.
What happened to your pickup seat? Is that buffalo track? Well, I guess you had to be there. We had a cow attack. It all begun when me and Roy went out to check the cows. We'd finished lunch and watched our soap and forced ourselves to rouse.
We was poking through a heavy bunch for calves to tag and check. We spotted one, but her old mom was bowing up her neck. She pawed the ground and swung her head, flinging froth and spit. She bellered like a wounded bull. Hey Roy, I says, let's quit.
But Roy's bent on taking him and thought to make a grab. Just pull up there beside the calf, I'll pull him in the cab. Oh great, another stroke of genius of cowboy daring do. Sure enough, when Roy nabbed the calf, his mama came in too.
And I do mean climb nip in there. Got a foot behind the seat, punched a horn right through the windshield, and it wasn't very neat. She was blowing stuff out both ends till the cab was slick and green. It was on the floor and on the roof and on the calf vaccine.
If you've been inside a dryer at the local laundromat with a bear and 50 horseshoes, then you know just where I was at. At first she was just sitting up, going for a ride, but then she knocked the gun rack down and the calf went out my side.
I was fighting with my door lock, which she smashed a passing by, when she peeked up through the steering wheel and looked me in the eye. We escaped like paratroopers out the window, landed clear, but the cow just kept on driving, because the truck was still in gear.
She topped a hump and disappeared, the blinker light came on. But if she turned, I never saw it, because by then the truck was gone. I looked at Roy. My truck is wrecked, my coveralls are soaked. I'll probably never hear again, and I think my foot's broke.
And look at you. You're pitiful. All crumpled up and stiff, like you've been eaten by a bunch of wild dogs and pooped over a cliff. But think about it, says Roy. Since Grandpa was alive, I believe that was the first time I've seen a cattle drive.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new voices in the West, Carter Elsher and Jacob Bland. Give it up! Well, we get ready to wrap up this performance of Rhythm and Rhyme, an evening with Yvonne Hall.